All right, say no more. Let's cook 9 Spiral. YouTube, this is called fair use and it's allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe upon my copyright on the Title 17 USC Section 107. Let's cook. All right, say no more. You're rocking with 9 Spiral. And we got my good friend here, Howdy Mikowski, and we're back on the investigation of the fires of the 1800s and the 1900s. So I think we found another one. I think we found another one. And I just want to show some some respect to Howdy Mikowski for approaching the subject matter at the way he does, him being from a scholarly academia level, right? And so much respect. But we're going to get it from Howdy Mikowski. Y'all check him out on YouTube. Mr. Howdy, allow me and Drop Nation to cook with you. All right, let's cook.
You have to start wondering, what have we been looking at in all of these photographs? Are we looking at just pure incompetence where the people running the cities didn't know what the hell they were doing and allowed city after city after city to burn to the ground? Or are we looking at the remnants of at least a continent-wide attack on human cities?
I think so. And us at Drop Nation, we have come to that conclusion. It is very evident, right? And we're going to get into it. Let's cook.
And I have to lean highly likely that that's what we're looking. We're not looking at just a fire. We're looking at the result of warfare.
Right.
In some form.
Okay.
But that seems to be a high possibility. And even when you look at Civil War photographs, the cities look the same. Even though they're claimed to have not been destroyed by fire, they're claimed to have been destroyed either purposely or, in some sort of bombardment in the Civil War. And even when you look, the cities look the same, even the result of warfare in some form.
All right, you hear that? In some form. All right. Pay close attention to that terminology, some form. Okay, we are going to see the form. We've been digging on it for a minute here at Drop Nation, and we like to share it with the people. We from the Show Me State. Damn what you're talking about. We gonna show you the Most High's work, right? It is very evident. Let's rock.
But that seems to be a high possibility. And even when you look at Civil War photographs, the cities look the same. Even though they're claimed to have not been destroyed by fire, they're claimed to have been destroyed either purposely or, in some sort of bombardment in the Civil War. And even when you look at the Civil War photographs, like the ones you're coming up on your screen here, do you really think that the supposed cannon material and weapon material of the Civil War could really do that kind of damage? Like, how long would one of those cannons or 10 of those cannons have to stand at a building and reload and constantly put the balls in to take down building after building after building?
Right.
How much would you need?
Come on.
So here's Baltimore, 1904.
Baltimore.
And again, what's interesting, notice how the telephone poles are fine.
All right.
The fire has burned the buildings, has burned everything around them, but the telephone poles or whatever these telegraph wires are, they're fine.
All right, come on.
Here, this is Toronto, 1904.
Toronto, all right. Also, Ottawa got hit up as well. Yes. Canada was on fire too. All right, let's cook.
The city's pulverized. That was San Francisco. Here again, that's I think Baltimore again. This one that's also Baltimore. Here's a part of a photo of San Francisco. This is Galveston, Texas. Right, so this is Galveston in 1885, and again, it's amazing to see that literally the brick and the stone have been melted almost. to the point of complete pulverization, and the trees in the background are fine. We're looking here at New York. Oh no, this is probably Chicago. We're looking here at 1849. This is St. Louis. Here's some screenshots I just made of the Chicago fire along the way. This one is, I think there's one of Boston in here. Yeah, the Great Fire of Boston.
Wow.
I mean, this looks like Dresden.
Yeah, I see that.
In Germany. And yeah, I know what you're going to say, that a firestorm was created, but the firestorm wasn't just a couple of guys lit some matches to some gasoline cans.
No, it wasn't.
There was thousands of tons of incendiary bombs put on the city in order to create that particular fire in Dresden, but this looks like Dresden, right? This looks like Dresden in 1945.
Sure.
And there's another one. There's that one in Chicago I showed you before. So we have to really ask what went on in these fires. And I'm just going to read a couple things from the book to help you, because I'm doing this as a very short presentation. I mean, to really do this justice, this should be 2 or 3 hours long.
I agree.
It should include mass detail, and I'm kind of hoping, I'm doing this video with the hope that other researchers out there will be really interested in this material. Will go start looking, because there's thousands of photos on the internet of these cities, to look at the photos in more detail. Maybe people who have some experience with fire and insurance and what buildings should look.
All right, man, I got you. But Mr. Howdy, what Nine Spiral do and what we do here at Drop Nation is we apply scripture, right? We go get it in scripture, right? And we get it right out of the Old Testament and not the New, all right? Because there's truth in Torah. The secret things belong to the Most High Hawah. But those things, these truths, right, that we got, belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of our law. Now, that is Deuteronomy 29:29. But we're going to continue. Rock with me, Mr. Howdy. Let's cook, man. I got you.
Look like, and how buildings get destroyed, and can come and share information, or actually, more importantly, actually go take this, what I'm doing, and take it deeper. Go more deeply into what might happen here. I got you. I think it's extremely important.
I'm on it.
So, I'm talking about the Chicago fire, which happened on October 8, 1871. Again, always claimed to have begun by a wayward cow knocking over a candle, right?
Bullshit.
Most of these fires have really goofy stories as to how they started.
Just bullshit, right?
The first thing to realize is that this fire was not in isolation. There were 4 giant fires that day all along Lake Michigan.
4, okay.
In Prestigo, Wisconsin, where 2,500 people died, Holland, Michigan, and Manistee, Michigan.
Wow.
4 great fires on the same day in the same general location is too coincidental. Ignatius Donnelly, author and scientist, suggested in the 1880s that the fires must have been caused by a meteor strike.
Woo! Yo, Drop Nation, we the best. I'm telling y'all, we the best. The secret things, huh? Let's rock.
In 2004, physicist Robert Wood named it Bella's Comet specifically.
All right.
The story that a running cow could have started this blaze in Chicago is a nice story for kids to believe.
Bullshit. It's straight bullshit.
So as to not have to do any real thinking about it.
Right.
Yet anyone close to Chicago at the time would have seen through the cow story right away, especially with 3 other serious fires close by at the same time. During the Prestigo fire, a local priest was quoted as suggesting that things came from the sky causing the fires, which could be meteors, but it could mean many things. All he said was things coming from the sky. Because what is for sure, when looking at the photos of above, we're not seeing fires. And the same becomes true when we look at the photos of the other city fires. And even when we look at artwork of the 15 and 1600s that depict balls of light falling into burning cities. Balls that could even look like modern missiles. So what happened?
What happened, huh? Y'all ready to get into it? Because I think we found another one. We're going to get into it. All right, my man Howdy says, balls of fire, right? Falling and burning cities that look like missiles, huh? All right, let's cook. Let's cook. Mr. MBB 333, fair use. Cook with me, man. Come cook with me. Let's rock.
When she noticed what looked like fireballs falling from the sky. And she was several miles away from them, way back here, maybe a couple of miles away, when she started noticing them.
Let's see.
She's filming these as she's driving down the road. They come out of this dark cloud right here. I'm going to show you the original video. That's it right here. And then we're going to zoom in and look at these things, whatever they are, raining down from the sky in broad daylight. Those are fireballs. I don't know if those are some sort of asteroids or meteors from space.
Meteors.
Some sort of a debris field that's falling.
Hey, man, look here, man. We keep telling y'all, man. Let's go.
Space, something up in the clouds that drop these things down. They seem to be igniting. They're glowing bright white, leaving a dark trail behind them. They're slow-moving fireballs coming from that dark cloud up there. Again, in broad daylight, as you guys can clearly see. I don't think these things are military flares or they would be floating. We've seen those, a lot of those, in fact, over the years, mainly during the nighttime hours. You don't see any aircraft up there. They're just randomly falling out of that dark cloud. Here she's still driving down the road, got an excellent point of view of whatever's going on over here. And you can see they look like meteors raining down from the sky, leaving a dark trail of smoke behind. Now we're...
All right. Okay, he's going to slow it down. And we're going to take a second look. Let's go.
We're going to zoom in and go slow. Look at these things up close.
You go slow. Then, let's say I'm going to go slower. Rock with me. I'm going to go there with it. All right. All right, let's cook. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's see what we see. Now we're just observing, right? They say fireballs. We say meteors, dragons. They say UFOs. We say presters, Melakim. Keep your eyes peeled, huh? What's that right there, huh? Watch him come back down. Here you go, right there. There he is, right there. There you go, right there. Gone. Now we're just getting visuals, that's all. We just want the visuals, and we take what we have and apply it. Simple. All right, so we're back with the Noah Webster, man. We'll have you put in what? Dragon. Let's go. Let's keep in mind, y'all, we take what we have and what we know and apply it, right? A fiery shooting meteor, right? Can even mean a fierce, violent person, male or female, as if this man or woman is a dragon. You are the last dragon. You possess the power of the glow. A fiery shooting meteor. Get it? Huh? Do you get it? Let's see. Prester. A meteor thrown from the cloud with such violence that by collision, Shalaki, with the ether, it is set on fire. All right? Still a person, huh? That is angry. We just connecting the dots, man. That's all. All right, let's get it. Hornet in the Bible, huh? Hornet in scripture. Hornet in scripture. Code word dragon. All right? What's going on in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 20, huh? I tell you what happened. I've brought up this link before. I'm going to bring it out continually because this is where they switched your letters, right? Now they have hornet meaning something yellow, gold, right? And anybody want this link, just let me know. But we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. All right? Consider, right? Consider that these group of letters means what? Burn, to burn, burn or scorched, right? Is a balsam, to place a burn, to burn. All right? What's going on? Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 20 through 22. Moreover, the Most High, your power, Israel, not no one else's, I will send the hornet among them until those who are left, pay attention, who hide themselves, we're talking resets, right? Who hide themselves from you are destroyed. We're gonna find out why the Most High sends the Melachim, the angels of destruction, to cause resets, right? Let's say even the odds. All right? Who hide themselves from you are destroyed. You shall not be terrified of them. Now, the Most High is speaking to Israel. Why? Not only because the Most High loves Israel, but he is very terrible. He is terrible. Do not be terrified of them. For the Most High, your power, Israel, the great and awesome Hawa, is what? Among you. You see that? Nothing to fear. And the Most High, your power, will drive out those nations, right? Reset before you little by little. Why? You will be unable to destroy them at once, lest the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. You see that? And so you're going to start to see in these pictures, these were accurate hits, if you will. Accurate hits. Dead on spot. At the shooting range, we call that putting lead on target. All right? All right, here we are. Here we are. Here we be. What happened in Jacksonville, Florida, May 3rd, 1901? Because here it says Jacksonville burns to the ground. Let's find out why. Fires burn Florida towns with dismaying frequency. Hold up, what? Dismaying frequency. Damn. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, right? This is the time period when all these fires, not just over here, also over there. Germany, Russia, you name it. England, wood structures and tinderbox conditions and watch out. Tinderbox conditions and dry bullshit. The Great Jacksonville Fire of 1901 was one of the most vivid and destructive examples of this vulnerability bullshit. Sparks from a chimney. Now you see what they're doing? They setting the narrative, right? Sparks from a chimney near a downtown mattress factory landed on pallets of Spanish moss intended for the use of stuffing and pillows and cushions. Shit. All right. Embers from the burning moss quickly ignited the factory. Bullshit. The fierce winds spread the fire. It's funny, you always hear these fierce winds spreading the fire, huh? Over 8 hours, the blaze consumed 2,361 buildings and 164 square blocks and killed 7 people. All right? So this seems like it was more about taking out these old world buildings. Okay, you're not going to get to enjoy all of them. All right. All right. Are you greedy land invaders? You see that? The fire destroyed every public building except the federal building. Nearly all real estate records are destroyed, along with 23 churches, huh? Old world structures. And 10 hotels. Old world structures. Now we're cooking. An estimated 24.5 million was invested in new construction. Shit. This was a hit, man. Can't you see that? All right, so what went on in Jacksonville, Florida? Because it says right here, it burned to the ground. All right, we're going to get a look at some of these old world structures in Jacksonville, Florida. It says from 1886 through 1910. Now keep in mind that this fire was in 1901. We're just going to see how the Seminoles, the Seminole territory, if I'm not mistaken, right? We're going to see how the tribe was living. All right, let's rock. Fair use. Let's go. Let's go. All right, all right. Very nice, very nice. I can tell right now, y'all didn't build it. No, not with all them damn chimneys. I don't think so. Oh, that's what it is. I'm tripping. That's rock. I'm like, what the hell? All right, very nice, very nice. They didn't build it. Look at the antenna. Look at it. They didn't build it. Very nice. All right, all right. All right, you see the mud flooded windows down here. Just went deeper to in the ground. Okay, now you see a city park, 1900s. So we was rocking parks back then. You see that? Look at that. They didn't build it. Look at that. They didn't do it. That wasn't no damn court building. Yep, mud flooded. Yep. Mm-hmm. So y'all was living it up, huh? On stolen land, right? And so we're going to see how the Most High causes resets, right? What is a reset? Well, we're just talking nothing more than biblical catastrophes, right? The Most High says, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. He brings down to the grave and he brings up from the grave. He gives the breath and he take it. Look at that. Waterworks. Now these are old world structures. I've dug on water towers before, right? A whole water system. Look at it. Because they did not build it. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's rock. Let's rock. What it is?
Reset.
A what?
Reset.
A reset? Say it one more time for the people.
Reset.
Set again or differently. Now you will hear the Most High many times in scriptures, especially dealing with the prophet Isaiah, say, now I do a new thing, right? Consider the former things no more. So this is what the Most High does. He does what?
Reset.
All right. Let's find out about it. Let's cook. And so we're cooking with There's No Place Like Home. Miss No Place Like Home. Can I cook with you? Let's go.
So When you hear the word reset, especially nowadays, you're likely thinking of a financial reset.
Right.
Because that's all people are talking about nowadays. And the reset that I'm referring to is not a financial reset. It is actually much bigger than a financial reset. It is what I would call a civilization reset.
Okay. Civilization reset. So do you see what's going on? Do you see who controls the narrative? And we're talking about both sides. Let's rock.
Or you could call it a historical reset, but
Right.
It is not just a reset based on the financial system. It's a reset of an entire people group, of an entire locale, sometimes worldwide. So if you think about it, Noah's flood could be considered a biblical reset.
See that? Huh? All right, man. All we do is connect the dots, huh? We're just connecting the dots. Let's go. Rock. Let's rock. All right, shit. We're cooking. We're cooking. Let's find out about it. Huh? Let's go. Let's rock.
In the face of a conflagration, literally appalling in its destruction, that began in this city at 12:30 p.m. yesterday, it is yet, of course, impossible to state with accuracy the amount of loss or the insurance. The plans of the city, as prepared by the city surveyor, shows that 180 blocks were burned up and a part of one other block. The estimate of residences to the block in the residential district of the city is 10. And in the business section of the city, the blocks were built solid. Leading businessmen, insurance men among them, estimate the total loss of the property at from $10 to $15 million. This is as near correct as could possibly be arrived at this hour. It is feared, in the first place, that several lives were lost, and it is known that thousands of people are homeless, bereft of all their earthly possessions, except the clothes on their backs. It is known that the flames...
All right. I just want to point something out. Now, notice that he said several lives was was lost. All right. And so you see how they try to downplay, right? They try to downplay all this destruction, right? They talking about I forget what number it was, but here this motherfucker say several. Several. What the hell is that? All right. Let's go.
Beginning in the northwest section of the city, in the Cleveland Fiber Factory, corner of Beaver and West Davis Streets, ate their way in a wide belt in a generally easterly direction, as far as the Duval Street Viaduct, laying in ashes hundreds and hundreds of
Like a noggle.
residences, public buildings, and business houses. Hundreds and hundreds of residences, public buildings,
like
and business houses.
Hold on, man, go back.
As far as the Duval Street Viaduct.
That's some noggles. All right.
Laying in ashes hundreds and hundreds of residences, public buildings, and business houses. In the beginning, the flames were confined to a few houses in the neighborhood of the Cleveland factory. But a brisk, warm wind from the northwest fanned them, and they spread...
See that? A brisk, warm wind. I mean, you get that in all these fires. I kid you not. I was just reading that in the Chicago fire. You get that in the Baltimore fire. One in Galveston. You name it. And now we're in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's rock.
Spread from house to house, seemingly with the rapidity that a man could walk. When the writer reached the scene, 8 to 10 houses in the neighborhood between Ashley, Cedar, and Beaver Streets were burning. People in the houses on the eastern side of Cedar were taking furniture from their houses, although at that early stage of the conflagration it was not dreamed that it would not soon be checked. But it was not. The incredible speed it spread, continuing to widen it.
A reset, huh? I get it. A damn reset. Got it.
In its devastating line of march. By 2:45 o'clock, the handsome residences of T.V. Porter, U.S. Senator J.P. Talaferro, and W.S. Ware at Julian Church were blazing. The flames, in the meantime, have converted into smoking piles of ashes, the thickly built portion of Ashley Street between Cedar and Hogan. Among the many prominent citizens whose houses were burned in this neighborhood were T.T. Stockton, W.G. Coutumer, Mr. Peacock, Blair Burwell Jr., Cecil Wilcox, J.R. Parrott, A.W. Cockrell, and others. The vast majority of these houses, as indeed are most of the residences in Jacksonville, were frame structures. They burned like cigar boxes, like chaff, as a thundering, mighty...
Wow, they look like the rest of the photos. You see what I'm saying? Now we're just comparing photos. Because I can show you this type of damage in today's time. I can show you this type of damage, and I can show you what's behind it. I've been showing you. You see what's going on right here? This is a targeted area right here. These buildings are clean, untouched. This is orchestrated. This is calculated. Yeah. Yeah. That way, huh? All right. Let's go.
Lurid storm wave of fire rolled to the east, ever to the east, and swept the area bare. At 20 minutes past 3, the Windsor Hotel was in a blaze. This great box-like building, covering the entire block, bounded by Hogan, Duval, Julia, and Monroe Streets, burned with awful fury. Fortunately, all the guests had warnings and the building's upper floors were empty when the fire came. The burning of a hotel like the Windsor would ordinarily be regarded a disaster in itself, but yesterday lapsed into relative insignificance, even though alone its destruction involved a loss of $175,000. A few minutes later, the St. James Hotel, which has been closed since April 19.
No, buddy. Come on back here. Yeah. We just talking mass murder. All right. We're just talking mass murder. The Most High says, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal, huh? Let's go.
The St. James Hotel, which has been closed since April 19, was a mass of flames.
Wow. Look at that.
Although a brick structure, it too burned like tinder.
Wow.
By this time, in the general cataclysm of destruction, the loss of individual buildings was lost sight of. Isolated houses 100 and 200 yards to the eastward were burning. And fresh nuclei of flames were being added. Still, progress was steady to the east. 20 minutes prior to the ignition of the St. James, the writer walked east on Duval from Laura. Here and there, houses were burning. All in a moment, a blinding typhoon of smoke and dust came with overwhelming power, blowing eastward, and it was
a what? Wait a second, you said that was a what now? Run that by me again, partner.
a blinding typhoon of smoke and dust came with overwhelming power, blowing eastward, and it was necessary for those on the street to run to escape from it. For a time it seemed that the fierce advance was straight to the east. House after house succumbed. No effort was made to save buildings now. Everyone knew that to save any building in the track of the fury was impossible, and on it sped. Churches, public buildings, and shops were destroyed.
Uh-huh.
The Congregational Church, Hogan, and Church was gone.
Uh-huh.
So was the First Baptist, and the Ebenezer, Colored Methodist, and Bethel Baptist, one of the finest colored churches south.
Uh-huh.
At 4:30 o'clock, St. John's Episcopal Church neighborhood was the center of the conflagration.
Let's go.
It lived but a few minutes. The Catholic Church of the Immaculate Conception, St. Joseph's Orphanage, and the convent soon fell a prey to the devourer.
Out of here. Uh-huh.
Now the blaze raged along Duval and Adams, but the wind changed, and the conquering blaze veered to the south. The armory was burned. In the space of a few minutes, the fire crossed blocks southward, and beautiful home after home became a torch, its light bright in the monstrous mass of red illumination.
Wow.
The Duval Street viaduct was on fire at 5 o'clock. The vacant meadow over which it passes was covered with furniture and household goods. The fires were raging all this time in the section north of Adams and east of Laura.
Uh-huh. Whoa. Let's get whoa. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We're talking mass murder.
The Massey Business College building became ignited on Main Street, and irresistibly the flames swept toward Bay Street. Until now, it was thought that Bay Street would escape, but the thought was vain. The terror was bending in a fatal embrace to the south. The roar and the crackle resounded as the great pinions of flame moved skyward,
All right.
sending showers of cinders far into the St. John's.
Yes, sir.
The Emory Auditorium was a victim. Then the Board of Trade building, the old Baldwin House, wherein the Seminole Club is located, Metropolis Publication Building.
You hear that? The old Seminole Club is located. I told you, you're on sacred ground. The Most High gonna keep resetting. Man, what you think, man? I'm gonna show you what the Most High say, right? In Malachi. Let's rock.
Building, the City Hall building and market, and the Hubbard building in turn were burned.
All right.
In the latter were great stores of dynamite, powder, and ammunition, and there was explosion after explosion,
Think it's a game.
adding to the dangers that surrounded the firemen on every side.
Think it's a game.
Then to Bay Street the flames ate their way. The new Furchgott building was in a few minutes blazing, and the leap to the Gardner building, towering 6 stories, was easy. The heat was intolerable. Building after building on the opposite side of the street was soon a mass of flames.
Look at him.
Night had fallen. Looking east from Hogan, Bay Street from Laura, and beyond showed only the reddened scene of fire.
Uh-huh.
From the windows of the commercial bank building, the serpentine tongues were shooting. It was soon a skeleton. It looked as though the whole city was doomed. It seemed that there was nothing to prevent the fire's advance west.
Whoa. Whoa, now. Whoa, now I say the Most High terrible, huh? He terrible.
All the afternoon, the Western Union offices, corner Laura and Bay, were crowded with people sending messages. The Western Union force stood to their posts nobly. The young ladies of the force, cool and calm, were standing to their posts, even when the building 40 feet across the street was crumbling.
Wow.
From the Clyde steamship pier, flames could be seen west along the semicircle of the St. John's banks in the shipping.
Damn.
It was feared that they would creep westward, burning the dockage and entire waterfront and surrounding Bay Street buildings west of Laura, wiping out the buildings between. But the fire department was making a gallant stride. Engines were placed at Hogan and Bay and playing steadily on the buildings at Laura and Bay.
That right.
At about 7:30 o'clock, the wind died.
Uh-huh.
It was a blessed relief. The flames had lapped up everything in their way, from the Cleveland factory to the Duval Street Viaduct and back to Bay Street to Laura. The flames were under control at 8:30 p.m.
Think it's a game, huh? Keep on playing. All right, let's get it out of scripture. All right, Malachi 3 and 6. The Most High says, "For I am the Most High. I do not change." You see that? So what we just saw will happen again. For I am the Most High. I do not change. Therefore you are not consumed, O sons of Jacob. And we're just talking Israel, right? Because all I'm trying to do is tell you that the Most High, all right, is terrible. Psalms 47, verse 1 through 4. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people, shout unto Yahweh with the voice of triumph. Talking to Israel. For the Most High is terrible. You see that? The Most High is terrible. The Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, right? And the nations who came over here stealing our damn land under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Yahweh, whom he loved. Selah, huh? Now, you also need to know, besides the Most High being terrible, right? You need to know that he's bringing fire, right? Isaiah 66, verse 15 and 16. For behold, the Most High will come with what? Fire. And with his chariots, or balls of fire, or dragons, or melachim, or angels of destruction, meteors, cometas, prestas, huh? You see what's going on? Now do you get it? You're not getting it. For behold, the Most High will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. To do what? To render his anger with what? Fury. And his rebuke with what? Flames of fire. Huh? For by fire and by his sword. We're talking lightning strikes, plasma strikes, perhaps. Perhaps. Huh? Hey, we can neither confirm nor deny. With the Most High, plead with all flesh. Huh? And the slain of the Most High shall be many. Now we're just talking mass murder. Let's rock. I mean, man, it's all the same drop, right? It's all the same drop, right? We're just talking wakada, to burn, to be kindled. Huh? Yakad in Hebrew. This is hijack, right? Wakada, to burn. The Most High is bringing fire, right? And he do not change. And we're just talking the Drakan, angels of destruction. You think it's a game? Okay. Okay. Keep on thinking it's a game. Yep. Like balls of fire, huh? Falling into a burning city. Mm-hmm. Like balls of fire. All right. So we're just talking angels of destruction. Did this, right? Right here. But these poles right here are untouched and they go all the way down. This damage or destruction was very strategic. Do you see that? You see that, don't you? I need you to know right here, right now with me, that dragons did this, right? Hornets. According to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 20, huh? Did this right here. Wow. All right. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, come. I got a little stuck there. All right. All right. So we're just looking at mass destruction, huh? Look at that. You can see, yeah, you can see clean through this mall right here. The Most High wasn't playing with these damn churches in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County, huh? Not at all. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, see, we're gonna bring you the visuals. Look at this nigga. He don't know no better. My thoughts, man, is again, you had to be discontinued from your heritage, Israel, but also your ancestors would not stop fighting these heathens right here. You see them? And so the Most High had to even the odds. It's called keeping the balance, right? But it shows you who's really in charge. And by now, we all should know who's in charge. Wow. Whoa. All right. All right, these are some pictures of Jacksonville. Very nice right here. Look at all this in the background. Look at that, man. Before, well, I take that back after 1901. So these were, I guess, some mud flood structures that were left, right? Again, this shit was strategic. They knew what they wanted to take out. And we can see that. All right. They did not build this right here. That is very evident by now. So what happened, right? We asked the question, what happened? Well, here at Drop Nation, we think we figured out what happened. All right, let's rock. All right. The Most High, Hawa, right? The breath that secures, all right? That Ha is the feminine. It is an intake. And the Wa is the masculine. It is a release, a force. Wow. You see that? The breath, all right, that giveth, wow, can be taken away. And so what happened? The Most High, all right, dispatched the so-called hornet, all right. He dispatched the so-called dragon to do what? To do this right here. All right, come on, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I bet you didn't see that, huh? You ain't see that, did you? Give me 1 second. All right, let's rock. We live. We live. Ammonium, huh? Okay. Y'all keep on playing with the chemicals. And we're going to get into these damn food processing plants. I see some things coming in hot. He is right there. Bam. So it's more like a dive bomb. Boom. You got one right here. All right. You want to keep playing it. It's more like a dive bomb. There you go. Bam. You got one right here. You see that? Yeah. See, the Most High dispatches so-called hornets or dragons. You see that? Bam. All right. Now I'm keep on playing it. Because somebody going to come in the comment section. Some detractor. Look at it. Bam. All right. I see the work, Most High. I see the work. Keeping in mind, he don't change now. He's bringing fire. His chariots, huh? There you go. Bam. You're not getting it. I'm going to keep showing you. You're not getting it. Yeah. So you see what's going on? We're talking mass murder. All right, we're going to catch another angle. Of course, this is off my channel. There go one. And here go my man's right here. Bam. Wow. So now I think we got a good idea of what happened and what caused these resets, right? You're looking at it. Make no mistake about it. You're looking at it, huh? And of course, we're just talking mass murder. The Most I said, I do not. All right, I want you to look with your eyes. All right. Do you see the same destruction as me and Howdy Mikowski see, right? And many others. Do you see the same devastation, right? The same destructive patterns. Look with your eyes. Let's go. Uh-huh. 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 Wow. The Most High is terrible, y'all. The Most High is terrible. Israel, you need to understand that he kills nations for you. All right? All right? You need to understand that the Most High kills nations for you. The Most High, who? You might ask. The Most High, your mother and your father above. All right? Your mother and father above. Yep. They behind it. All right. 9 Spiral signing out.